Hey everybody, Super Koopa Nova here, and welcome to the showcase of Wave 5 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass. So without further ado, let's go! To begin this wave, we have Athens Dash from Mario Kart Tour. Our first lap begins on the first route of Athens Dash, where players can jump along these columns or go along the bottom route. We'll then go around this fountain, up this ramp boost, hopping into the Coliseum. After twisting our way around to the Coliseum, there's a small shortcut you can take right around here, or you can go around the normal route. And then we glide up into the hillside. Just after the tunnel here, there's a half pipe you can take to collect a couple of coins or items. For our second lap, we'll be doing what is the unused route of Athens Dash 3, jumping along these platforms through the Coliseum once again. Then we'll be doing the route of Athens Dash 1 right here in reverse. However, instead of going back up the hill, we'll head right back through another Coliseum right here, climbing up the steep hill. Turning around the corner, and we'll be climbing up these really steep stairs where you can go either the left or the right. Our final lap begins. We're doing Athens Dash 2. We'll do a quick turn right around here and glide. Along this gliding section, there are parts where you can get tricks off of different parts of the track. A half pipe is once again available for players to collect coins. Here, try and avoid the pillars so you don't crash into them. And coming up is a shortcut. Players can either go along the main route or through this small tunnel right here to get a shortcut. Definitely might save you some time for sure. Make sure you get all the dash panels along the way as well. And the one last place you can go through is down the middle, but this requires a mushroom at the very least. And that's Athens Dash for you. Let's move on to the next track. Daisy Cruiser is the second track, and what a track for the summer. This track is based off of Mario Kart Double Dash's Daisy Cruiser. Players can drive through the pool or around while of course avoiding the Goombas down this staircase. And now comes the fun part. Into the dining room. Watch out for those moving tables, you wouldn't want to crash into one of those, otherwise they might slow you down. Here there's a split path going along the main route, coming back outside onto the main ship deck. And once we come back to the start, the race continues. Now players can either go left or right, so either there's a left option or right here, as you can see there's now the right option. And once again we do the track all over. And the second alternate path down here is through this underwater section. Try and grab those item boxes before the clamps shut on you. And that for you, my friends, is Daisy Cruiser. Let's move on to the third track. Our third track of this cup is Moonview Highway from Mario Kart Wii. Moonview Highway is a crazy track with lots of traffic all around, so it's crazy this track can get, and there's so much to avoid, so watch out where you're turning. Across the bridge we go, and into the main attraction, the fun part. Along this place here is dash panels where players can get a couple of boosts to get ahead. So try and run into many as you can so that you can get further ahead. As well, you can go along this route up here, which is also featured in Mario Kart Wii's original version, to collect a couple of item boxes. Now throughout Moonview Highway, there are two specific cars that can do different things. There is the regular jump boost car, which is featured in many other tracks, such as Toad Turnpike from Mario Kart 64. However, in this version, there is the Bomb Car, which had originally debuted in Mario Kart Double Dash, so watch out for crashing into that. You might be able to throw a green shell at that as well, and maybe take out a couple opponents as well. The last little feature is up here. This is brand new to Mario Kart Wii's remake. And there you have the third cup of the Feather Cup. Let's go on to the next track. The next track we have is Squeaky Clean Sprint, which is technically from Mario Kart Tour, so let's get into it. The race begins on a sync counter while going down a couple of jump boosts, and now comes the fun bit. Players can jump onto a couple of sponges to get a couple of jump boosts. We'll be then heading down into the drain pipe, and now we're in the sewers. After popping right out of the sewers, we'll come along the floor, and watch out for that fan because it can definitely blow you away. And we'll go off this glider ramp to fly right over the toilet. Never thought I'd say that sentence in my life. We'll then do a quick roundabout right here with a couple of jump boosts at the end. And that's just the main route. There's plenty more you can do in this track. If they don't hop onto the sponges, players can jump off these bath bombs. Squeaky Clean Sprint features a couple shortcuts like the one right there, as well as some half pipes. Another shortcut near the end right here. While we're here, I'd like to mention something. Can you notice so many secrets throughout this track? Comment below how many secrets you can find while playing Squeaky Clean Sprint, because let me tell you, this track is Easter eggs galore. And a final shortcut right here. Players can take an alternate route by going on the top shelf by jumping off the water shooting out the toilet. Again, a sentence I never thought I'd say in my life. Players can then glide along here to go across the starting line, and there as well as the finish for Squeaky Clean Sprint. To start off the next cup, we have Los Angeles Laps from Mario Kart Tour. We start off on the Santa Maria Pier, going along the beach, and then we'll go into the skate park, jumping off these ramps right here. And then you can hop along this half pipe is here. A small shortcut is present right here, so it might be difficult to take, but I'm sure you can take it. As well as another quick one here. It doesn't shave off enough time, but it's definitely worth it. Our second lap begins along under this tunnel from Los Angeles Laps 3. We'll be going around this twisty turny road and gliding right over the stadium. Man, those fans must be really cheering you on and loving the racing. Los Angeles Laps features a shortcut one right here, so you can cut off a little bit. I definitely recommend one mushroom for sure, if two just to be safe though. Our final lap begins on Los Angeles Laps 2, which definitely has the best potential for shortcuts. Good job Nintendo on making this one the last lap. Speaking of shortcuts, we got a cool glider ramp right here you can jump off of and glide through these rings. A small shortcut is featured here, as well as one right here to take you straight to the finish line, back on the pier. And there you have it, Los Angeles Laps. Let's move on to the next one. Sunset Wilds is the next track coming from Mario Kart Super Circuit. This one is pulled directly from Mario Kart Tour's version, so the model does not look original to the Mario Kart Super Circuit version, rather the Mario Kart Tour version. Now here, these dash panels were raised up, so you can now jump off of them, unlike in Mario Kart Tour, they were just regular dash panels. At this part, watch out for these Shy Guy Explorers. I don't think you want to crash into them. They got a couple of dangerous tools with them. Sunset Wilds is definitely a perfect track for shortcuts, as there's one right here. Players can drive through the mud with mushrooms, because without mushrooms, they'll definitely slow you down. And you there, I saw another shortcut. Coming up around this turn is another shortcut right here. Definitely recommend 2 mushrooms. And the final one may not necessarily be a shortcut, but I'd definitely say it's a time saver. Right here. And you can drift past the finish line. Now, unlike Mario Kart Super Circuit and Mario Kart Tour's version of this track, the sunset doesn't actually go down, so it's just staying all as a normal sunset rather than the sun going down for each lap, so there's no change in there. So it's a little bit disappointing, but overall still a great track. And that concludes Sunset Wilds. Let's move on to the next track. For the next track, we have Koopa Cape from Mario Kart Wii, and yes, I'm racing as Koopa, I'm aware. We'll be jumping off of a ramp. There's a small ramp here, and a small shortcut there, as well as a ramp here. And just like the original, the half pipe is included. Now, unlike Mario Kart 7, which had a glider, it just has the original jump boost like Mario Kart Wii. And players can go underneath the rock or around it. Coming up, we have the pipe section, and now this has been completely changed to an anti-gravity section, so you can ram into players and get a little bit of a boost off of them. The pipe section was also changed up to look like Mario Kart Tour's version rather than Mario Kart Wii being all closed in. As well, players can drive along underneath this blue shell to grab an item box. And coming up right after that is a small shortcut, which of course was present in Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart Tour and Mario Kart 7's version. Another half pipe was included in the pipe section, just like in Mario Kart Tour's version. The final half pipe is right here, which is still the same one from the original Wii version. And there you have it, Koopa Cape. Now let's move on to the final track. The final track is Vancouver Velocity from Mario Kart Tour. Our race begins along the route of Vancouver Velocity 1. After climbing this small hill, we'll be entering the Vancouver Park and towards the suspension bridge. Make sure you don't fall off, because that would not be pleasant. Coming up after this short bridge right here, we've got an anti-gravity section. Now who would have guessed that, because it was definitely quite obvious. Ran into these spin boosts to get a little bit of speed to help you get ahead. We'll then glide right over the ocean, and what a sight to see. Coming right up is a small shortcut, or you can just go around if you don't have a mushroom or anything to help you shortcut. Now for lap 2. We'll be doing Vancouver Velocity 2, but in reverse. After driving along this pier, we'll come into a small forest portion. Jumping up and around, driving through the lights, maybe to get into the spotlight a little bit, and through the autumn-filled forest. Now, the glider was not featured from this version of Mario Kart Tour's version had, so instead there's just a couple of ramps you can trick off of. Like one here and here. Now into the stadium. Slide across the ice and going down this route, which has never been featured in Mario Kart Tour's version at all. Here we go, it's the final lap, everyone. We'll be doing Vancouver Velocity 3. Right here, this is not necessarily a shortcut, but definitely would save time if you have a couple of mushrooms or star or golden mushroom. Drive through the bright city lights, and we'll head back through the arena once more. Watch out for those skating shy guys, you wouldn't want to crash into them. And from here, the road is just a bit twisty-turny, so make sure you're ready for a couple of turns. And there's a small shortcut right here to finish it off. And there you have it, Vancouver Velocity. Well, I know this outro is a little different than I normally do. However, since I was playing with all 4 characters for this, I figured I'd do my outro right now, so I'll leave it here. So those were the 8 tracks for Wave 5 of the Booster Course Pass. I am so happy with these tracks. They're absolutely incredible. Honestly, I cannot put it into words how much I love these tracks. They're absolutely incredible. I hope you enjoy Wave 5, and I hope you look forward to Wave 6 for when it comes. So yeah, if you did enjoy, give this video a thumbs up, turn on the notifications so you never miss a video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye!